Hall of Fame quarterback and current Monday Night Football color analyst Troy Aikman has some bold comments about the New York Jets with Aaron Rodgers at QB. So let's talk about those comments, and I'll give you my thoughts in today's Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started. Damn, does it feel good to have a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
It's another freaking game. Y'all fuck your asses off. That was awesome.
Hey, I'm as hungry as you guys are. I know it's been a long time since we've been in the playoffs, even longer time since we've been in the Super Bowl, but I promise you I'm as hungry as you guys are, and I'm excited to meet you all and to be a part of something special this year, so come along for the ride.
Hit it! We have Garrett Wilson. Let's freaking go. We have Brees Hall. We are ready to win. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have an elite defense. You're welcome on the Jet bandwagon. Now, let's talk about the New York Jets. This is the Jake Asman Show. Here we go. Happy Saturday. Welcome in, everyone. My name is Jake Asman. This is the Jake Asman Show, and we got a lot to talk about with the New York Jets. It's a video featuring some commentary from Troy Aikman being asked about the new look Jets with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback. And look what arrived in the mail today. I got the number 8. I got the Rodgers in green. I got the Rodgers in black right here. I am ready to go for the upcoming New York Jets season. With that debacle by the Knicks last night, with everyone not named Jalen Brunson, I am ready for the football season. With that being said, let's hear from Troy Aikman. He will be calling the game with Joe Buck on Monday Night Football when the Jets open up at MetLife against the Buffalo Bills in Week 1. This was Troy Aikman on Get Up earlier this week on ESPN being asked about Rodgers joining the New York Jets.
Expectations for Rodgers this season?
Well, my expectations are the same as they are for the New York Jets and every New York Jets fan. As soon as they made the trade and got Aaron Rodgers, they immediately are in the Super Bowl conversation, and rightfully so. I think they've got a really talented football team. There's going to be a lot of interest, of course, in watching Aaron Rodgers this season, and for us to get them Week 1 against a really good Buffalo Bills team is going to be fantastic.
Okay, so do you think the Jets can overtake the Bills in the AFC East?
Well, I think they're really good. That division is going to be pretty competitive, of course. We know what the Bills have done the last several years. I'm a big fan of Josh Allen's and really that entire organization. I just think they've done a tremendous job. They've just come up a little bit short. I know they're frustrated, but they get a chance now in Week 1 to really, both teams, for that matter, get a chance to measure themselves and see exactly where they are. So within that division, to be opening up the season in what could turn out to be a really important ball game as we move through the year, I think is really exciting.
I think Troy Aikman is spot on. He's one of the few, it seems like, in the national conversation that has acknowledged the fact that when you add Aaron Rodgers to your team, specifically a team that the Jets already had in place, you become a Super Bowl contender. Those are facts. Aaron Rodgers in his career makes any team a Super Bowl contender, and that's what the Jets are. So the expectations for the Jets, they have changed. They are in a spot they have not been in 12 years. Win the Super Bowl. That's the goal. Last year, the goal was what? Win a game in September? Last year, the goal was have your season still be relevant post-Columbus Day. Play meaningful football in December. That's what the GM said. The Jets season actually was alive until after the New Year. It was dead on New Year's Day. I was on ESPN New York the night that the Jets were officially eliminated after that debacle in Seattle. The expectations with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback is to win a championship. And for the first time in 12 years, it is not impossible to fathom that being a possibility. And that should excite everyone. So Aikman's 100% right. Look, it's not going to be easy. You're in the AFC. The division seemingly is really good. You are tested right away out of the gate. You are tested right away with the first 4 games on the schedule. But you got Aaron Rodgers, man. The teams that the Jets play are going to be tested when they face the Jets. That's how this works. So Aikman's 100% right. You had Aaron Rodgers, you're thinking Super Bowl. Now, I'm not going to come on this show and say it's Super Bowl or bust because I don't think it is. You can't tell me the Jets go into the AFC Championship game this year and losing, let's say, to the Kansas City Chiefs would be somehow a failed year, especially when it seems obvious Aaron Rodgers is playing more than 1 year for this franchise. It's not. But the expectations for the Jets at the minimum, you got to make the playoffs, all right? You have to make the playoffs. That is the minimum expectation. If they don't make the playoffs, heads will roll. There'll be changes. I don't know if Robert Saleh is coaching the team a year from now if they don't make the playoffs. Like, that's the floor. The ceiling is a championship, which is a ceiling the Jets have not been able to realistically reach in 12 years. Which is the last time they were relevant. I'm not talking about, a Fakakta run in 2015 only to blow it in Buffalo, or what happened this year. Legitimately have a chance to win it all. We have not been able to say that since 2010, 2011. It's been a long time. But the minimum is make the playoffs. And really, I think a realistic goal for the regular season is not just make the playoffs. It's win the division. It's win the AFC East. Has not been done in 20 years. There's never been a home playoff game at MetLife Stadium. And the Jets are going to have a lot of primetime games at MetLife this year. So if they do win the division, they should be prepared for what that feeling will be like, a big game at MetLife. The Jets have been maxed out with 6 primetime games. They'll get Joe Buck and Troy Aikman twice in the same season on Monday Night Football. I mean, you're at home in week 1 against the Bills in primetime. Win the game. Send a message to everyone. You're at home in primetime against the Kansas City Chiefs in week 4. Win the game. Like, these primetime games you have on the schedule, there's 2 of them out of the 6 that are not at home. The Vegas game, which I'll be at, and I'm sure many of you will be too. More info on some potential group hotel rates to come. And late in the year against the Browns on a Thursday night. Other than that, the other 4 games, because I'm counting the Black Friday game, that's a 3 p.m. kickoff, the New York Jets are home in primetime. So Troy Aikman's right. As soon as they made the trade, they got Rodgers, they're immediately in the Super Bowl conversation, and rightfully so, he's right. This is a Super Bowl caliber team. That's the expectation. Last year, oh man, schedule's tough. Could the Jets be 3-5 at the bye week, and then maybe they can win some games late in the year? Remember that? They were 6-3 last year. It is time to win. It is time to win. We've been saying it. We've been waiting for it, and now it's time. All right? The Jet fan has been starving. We have paid our dues. We have watched garbage for the last 12 years. The older fan has not seen a championship since the 1968 season. It is time. The Jets have the team that could do it, and Troy Aikman sees it, and he's 1,000% right. Doesn't mean they're going to, but he is 1,000% right that when you add Aaron Rodgers, the second this guy walks through the door, you're thinking about winning a championship. And Rodgers is all in. He understands what a championship would mean. He understands what it would do for his legacy. He talked about that at his press conference. He's aware. He's aware that by coming to the Jets and slaying the dragon here, or as he would put it, becoming the dragon, as he told the Michael Kay show, and has since then changed his Twitter profile photo to reflect those comments. He is coming here to win a title. That's what he expects to do. And the Jets have not had anyone in their building that's been able to talk about that in a long, long time, since Rex Ryan. When was the last time someone associated with the Jets talked about the goal being to win a Super Bowl? That alone is a huge change to this team. Like, Joe Douglas was afraid to even mention the playoffs a year ago. It's let's play meaningful games in December. Aaron Rodgers is like, that Super Bowl III trophy is looking a little lonely. Like, that's what we're talking about here, folks. Winning a championship. Doesn't mean they're going to do it, but this is the first time they've had a legitimate chance to do it in forever. And as a fan, that's all you can ask for. As a fan, that is what you hope. Like, the Jets have this guy at quarterback. It brings a whole different mentality to your franchise.
Driven are you to win for this fan base, which hasn't been to the playoffs since 2010, the longest stretch in professional sports for the 4 different leagues right now?
I mean, it's exciting. The Jets have an incredible, passionate fan base. I saw that last year at Lambeau. Obviously, you know about Fireman Ed and you know, his passion for the team. I think that's an exciting draw to this as well, as being a part of something special. I grew up watching old VHS tapes of the Super Bowls, and so obviously I know about the guarantee and Broadway Joe. Been a while since then. I noticed walking in this morning that Super Bowl III trophy is looking a little lonely. So,
I mean, when was the last time anyone with the Jets talked about winning the Super Bowl as the goal? It's a nice change, man. The last time was Rex Ryan. It's been far too long. Every other Jet coach comes in and they say, you know, we want to build it our way and we want to do this and that. And like, even Robert Saleh, when he first got hired, he talked about, you know, eventually winning championships. Well, it's time to win right now. You have a Hall of Fame quarterback who is highly motivated, who's going to be playing with a chip on his shoulder. The last time that happened, he won back-to-back MVPs, 2 of the last 3 years. You have a roster that is young, full of talent, that is still getting better. And you have a nice mix of veterans that should be able to get it done. So it is time for this team to embrace the expectations, because they are rightfully on them. Because this team won 7 games last year despite having the 29th best scoring offense in the sport. They just added Aaron Rodgers. I'm upset. I got my jerseys ready to go, baby. We love you, Aaron. We're ready. We're starving just like you are for another one. We'll open it up now to your comments, your questions, super chats. We'll cut the line and go first on the show. Appreciate everyone that's tuning in here on a Saturday. Let's see what we got here. Ricky writes in, for God's sakes, let's beat the Patriots. I'm not going to say who, but I want to make something very clear. Someone the Jet fan knows very well is going to be speaking to Aaron Rodgers and specifically delivering a message about the importance of beating the Patriots. And I'll leave it at that. Let's just say the disdain that we as fans have for the Patriots, it's going to get back to Aaron Rodgers. And I'll leave it at that. Evan writes in, Bills are 3-time defending Summer Bowl champs. Summer Super Bowl champs. I'm tired of gassing them up. Look, the Bills are still very good, Evan, and the Jets have to earn the right to be considered the favorites in the division. But I'm not afraid of the Bills. All right? They nearly lost a home playoff game last year to Skylar Thompson and the Dolphins. Remember that? Why don't we talk about that? Why are the Bills anointed to do anything? What have they done? They've regressed the last couple of years. Very good team. But I'm curious what they're going to look like without Brian Daboll for another year, without now Leslie Frazier on defense. We'll see. I respect them. They're a good team. It wouldn't be shocking at all if they went into MetLife in week 1 and won, but I don't fear them. All right? It was thought to be that when Brady left and here comes Josh Allen, it's like, the Jet fans going to have to deal with that now for another 20 years. And I'm sorry. No. Because it was Brady and Belichick together. Sean McDermott's not Belichick, and Josh Allen's not Brady. So I don't fear the Bills. I think the Jets could beat the Bills. They proved that last year. Cartman with a super chat cuts the line. Jake, your show's like crack. Can never get enough of it. Thanks for all the content. Never goes unnoticed. Keep up the great work, buddy. Thank you, Cartman. Love the name. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Let's get to some of your calls now on the Gusbuster hotline. Our guy, Ricky, is first up today. Ricky, you're on the program. What's going on?
Hey, what's happening, Jake?
Is that a New York Titans Brett Favre jersey?
Yes, it is.
Wow.
Yes, it is. And my sauce hat. At any rate, congratulations on 30,000. I wasn't here the other day when you hit it. And, I'm gonna confess something. Every once in a while, I'll come home and go to sleep, and I'll actually wake up for a Jake Asman show, which is exactly what happened the last time I called.
You're the
I
best.
literally, I'd gotten up to get a drink for a second, looked at the laptop and saw that you were on, and I mean, I was like half awake. And at any rate, dude, I'm not afraid of the Bills either. The last time that I saw them play the Bills was opening day at MetLife. I got this towel because they retired Curtis's number that day.
Nice.
And I do believe we beat them 48-28 that day, unless I'm mistaken too. I'm not worried about the Bills. The schedule is out, and you know what? It changes nothing because we got Aaron effing Rodgers, okay? It just tells me who we're taking behind the woodshed on which day. That's all that changed for me. I'm not worried about starting slow or anything else. That's why we brought in Cobb and Lazard and Nathaniel Hackett. Meanwhile, the people that we play, the Chiefs, the Broncos, the Cowboys, the Eagles, all have first-time play callers, and even the Patriots. And who knows who Belichick is going to replace Matt Patricia with? Maybe Mike Zimmer or
Bill O'Brien's been hired already.
At any rate, all those teams all have first-time play callers, but I'm not worried about us starting slow. I think we're going to be fine, and I'm calling it now. I think 13 wins, and I remember always being in the playoffs. 98, 2001, 2, 4, 6. I mean, it's time to get back to that, baby. It's time to start winning again. I'm fired up, ready to go. And if you don't think that the Jets are going to do something this year, then y'all are weirdos and you don't know ball.
Ricky quoting Jets forever, man. Wild. Let's see. There was a comment I wanted to get to here because it was definitely, without question, Shadow Realm worthy. So let me try and find that. Hold on one second. I can't find it. I'll work on that. Eduardo writes in, who doesn't believe Troy Aikman? Jets fans. The greatest Jet haters are other Jet fans. My God, I'm sick of their constant whining. We have Aaron freaking Rodgers. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's most Jet fans, though, Eduardo. If you're a Jet fan and you're not sitting here excited for the year, why are you a fan of this team? What was the alternative? The best case scenario was Zach Wilson was the guy. It didn't happen. It didn't work. So rather than settle for Derek Carr or Ryan Tannehill or Jimmy Garoppolo, they went out there and got one of the baddest MFers in the world at what he does, who's going to come in motivated, ready to go, and has already talked about becoming the Dragon. That Super Bowl III trophy looks lonely, referring to the team as we. Been at every OTA since he's been here. You see the photos of him and Garrett Wilson yesterday? Man, did I need to see that after that Nick debacle. I mean, if you're a Jet fan, you're not excited. Why are you a fan? Doesn't guarantee anything. I love the people that are like, well, you're still not going to win the Super Bowl. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, they were not going to win the Super Bowl with Derek Carr either, or insert whoever. This gives them the best chance. They get the fourth highest odds in the AFC. That's pretty good. That's pretty damn good, if you ask me. I mean, they absolutely have a team that can win it all if they stay healthy, and Rodgers is as good as we believe he can still be. Matthias writes in, the AFC is put on notice. Can't look at the Jets as an automatic win anymore. Amen. All these teams that see the Jets on their schedule, it's a tough matchup now. It's a different world we're living in. It really is. Anthony says, do you have any info on the Jets signing a running back? If they do, I think that tells you how they feel about Breece Hall. Or maybe that Michael Carter didn't look like the player they thought they were going to get last year after his rookie year. I think they're set at running back. I'd be surprised at this stage if they sign another running back. A lot of people concerned about Ricky's health. It was a weed cough. He's okay. Dakota says this season is all revenge. Amen. Super chat from Michael cuts the line. Jake, the schedule looks tough starting out. The difference this year is Aaron Rodgers, LFG. Did we not say the same thing about last year with the schedule, right? And then the schedule in the second half of the Jets was supposed to be easy. Who saw the Lions being a good team or the Jaguars being a good team? Seattle with Geno was supposed to be an easy win. So I can't get caught up in the schedule. The first month of the year, everything's always out of whack. That's why I think Rodgers being disinvested in the team, building the camaraderie, the chemistry with his teammates, it's huge. Knowing the offense, the system he's going to run, same system. There's no adjustment there like what Brady had to go through. The Bucs were 5-5 in 2020. Remember, we all think of Tom Brady on the Bucs as if they were just this dynamic freight train. That's not what happened. They were struggling. They were a 500 team in November of that first year. And then it clicked, and they went on a run. When they started running plays Brady wanted them to run from his Patriot days. Then they went on a run, won a championship, and the following year they were also incredible from the jump. They were 12-4, I think, or 12-5, 13-4, whatever it was, and they were the 2 seed. The Rams actually beat them in the playoff game, but the point is they were a legitimate power. But it took a little bit. I think with Rodgers, you're hoping that you don't need to start 5-5 before you take off. You could start the year 4-2, even though the first 6 are difficult. You could start the year minimum 3-3, but I really want 4-2. I think 4-2 is realistic with Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback. Peter says this is the best QB we've had since Namath. Yeah, without question. Without a doubt. I mean, who are you going to compare Rodgers to? Favre? I think Rodgers is better than Brett Favre. I mean, as much as I love Chad Pennington or Mark Sanchez or Vinny Testaverde or Ken O'Brien or Richard Todd or you name your quarterback, they don't compare to Aaron Rodgers. That's it. D-Rock says the Jets have only won the division twice in their existence. Only 6 home playoff games. Haven't been on Sunday Night Football since 2011. Time to buck the trend. Well, the last trend you mentioned has already been done. They are on Sunday Night Football in Week 4 against Kansas City Chiefs. They're on Sunday Night Football in Las Vegas against the Raiders as well. Terry says, Jake, your opening says it feels good to have a Super Bowl winning quarterback, but we had one last year too. It's actually cut off. The line is, feels good to have a Super Bowl winning quarterback starting for your team. We don't count Joe Flacco, who was only starting last year because Zach Wilson was hurt. But if you really want to play the semantics game, Terry, God bless you, man. Whatever excites you. John D. Lee says, any given Sunday. Yeah, man. I don't look at any of these games like the Jets can't win. Even the Chiefs game and the Eagles game. You're at home. Those teams don't go 17-0. They're going to lose a game. So why not to the Jets? Jesus Jerry says, Jake, Jets Forever wanted Zach to throw the ball 60-plus times. Yeah, because Jets Forever is a moron. Let's get back to your calls right now here on the show. We got Alan on the line. He's been waiting. What's up, Alan? How are you?
Afternoon, Jake. First of all, congratulations on 30,000. Very well deserved. 2 quick comments and 1 question on the schedule. Number 1, F you, John Tavares. Another year. Thank you nice. Very much.
Yep, nice
and
to see them lose.
And as I told you before on your Twitter, you can trade your crap Julius Randle for my crap John Collins, and we can get it over with, okay? That was laughable watching Julius Randle last night. I actually felt bad for you, okay? The question on the schedule, I look at the schedule and I split it in the first 10 and the last 7. To me, they have to get to 6-4 in their first 10 because I think they will absolutely clean up in their final 7. So get me to 6-4, hopefully maybe get to 7-3. But again, those first 10 games, they just got to win 6 games because if you look at their final 7 games, they'll be favored in all 7 of those games. And I think they'll win 6. And I think they will win either 11 or 12 games and make the playoffs. Hopefully they can get to 13 and win the division. But again, those first 10 games are vital. They have to get to 6-4. It is a must.
Yeah, I think it's a good call. And the path to doing that is 3-3 or better at the bye week. 3-3 or better at the bye week. But that's 100% fair. You know, here are some of the advantages the Jets have with this schedule that needs to be discussed. Because I keep hearing about, the gauntlet, how tough it is at the beginning. And it's not easy, but you got to look at it from the perspective of, oh, crap, Aaron Rodgers is now quarterbacking our team, not Zach Wilson. The reality is the Jets have 10 games at MetLife this year, 9 home games and a road game technically against the Giants. They have the least amount of travel in the NFL this season. They don't have to go to Europe for a game like the other 3 teams in their division do. That's big. And out of their 6 primetime games they're going to be featured in, 4 of them are at home. That's big. The other thing that should be brought up is the fact that the Jets have 9 returning starters on defense. So some of these teams they're going to be playing are going to be working in new offensive coordinators. There's new personnel, new players. And the Jets should be able to hit the ground running with their defense leading the way. And from an offensive standpoint, Rodgers is here with a team that already has a lot of talent on it and a coordinator who knows exactly what to call for him. I mean, Rodgers is essentially the co-offensive coordinator. Jets Forever writes in, Flacco and White got 60 pass attempts. Where is that for Zach? See, here's the thing, Jets Forever. I can actually answer your comment seriously, but I won't because Zach Wilson's terrible, and there's a reason why Aaron Rodgers is here. So I will see you later. Enjoy the realm, and please, I beg of you, do something better with your time.
Into the shadow realm you go.
Gase is a great coach. Jet fans were clueless. I mean, they're dopes. They don't know anything.
Spend some quality time with Uncle Colin in there, Jets Forever. Shout out to Gator for the Colin Cowherd edition to our Shadow Realm on today's show. And I wasn't going to say anything, but Eric called it right before the show started. Gator needs to update the Shadow Realm and put Cowherd in. Well, Eric, you were on to something. That's exactly what Gator did. FM with a question that's not awful. We'll answer it. Do you think Crosby gets brought in to compete with Zerline? No, I don't think Mason Crosby gets brought in. I think the Jets were happy with what Zerline did last year, and he's the kicker. Astamar says, A-Rod is 94-23 at home. I like my chances. Yeah, I mean, look, obviously that's all at Lambeau. It's a little different than MetLife. I'd say the home field advantage at Lambeau is better than the air conditioning unit of MetLife. Like, you tell me the frozen tundra of Green Bay or the air conditioning unit of MetLife Stadium. But you get the point. Rodgers has amazing stats in any number you look at. He's one of the best quarterbacks of all time. I'm not worried. The Jets will figure it out. Raw Power says, great show with Boy Green. You guys are the new Mike and the Mad Dog. That is some strong praise, Raw Power. I am definitely not worthy of that, but thank you for the nice words. Weed says, Shadow Realm's getting pretty packed. It is. It is. Carmelo says, LaFleur was the issue. Carmelo's like Zach Wilson, truth or number, like 2 behind Jets Forever. You know what to do with this guy.
Into the shadow realm you go.
Gase is a great coach. Jet fans were clueless. I mean, they're dopes. They don't know anything.
Yeah, we're not doing it. Was LaFleur a bad offensive coordinator? Yeah, I think the Jets needed to make a change, but we're not blaming Zach Wilson's inept struggles this past year only on the OC, and that's it. That's just stupid. Bonesy writes in, I'm excited to see how the tight end room pans out. Kuntz taking someone's spot. Yeah, it's going to be fascinating, Bonesy, because you got a lot of guys there, a lot of competition. So we will see. Nick says, I miss a lot of Jake Asman lore. FM is back now. FM's on probation. He's not actually back. He's subject for banishment at any given time. And these are the type of comments that will get FM back to the realm forever. How about we take a flyer with Colin Kaepernick to back up Wilson?
Into the shadow realm you go.
Gase is a great coach. Jet fans were clueless. I mean, they're dopes. They don't know anything.
Yeah. FM, got to be careful. You're on very thin ice. Colin Kaepernick, who last played football in 2017. Yeah, let's bring him in to be a backup, please. Ricky says, oh, my God, we'd start 0-9 with Zach this year. You know, it's funny. If Brady Quinn said the Jets would start 0-9 with this year if Zach Wilson was the quarterback, I don't think we'd say he's wrong. What a difference a year makes. Let's see. Carl writes in, when Brett Favre came to the Jets, he made Chauncey Stuckey look like Antonio Brown. Just imagine. Rodgers will make our wide receivers look like the greatest show on turf. Yeah, I mean, Rodgers should make the Jets receivers look like the talented players they already are and better. Like Garrett Wilson won Offensive Rookie of the Year. I think he's now in the Devontae Adams conversation with Rodgers throwing in the ball. I think Corey Davis is healthy. We're going to see the guy we saw in Tennessee as a number 2 or 3, where he was a really effective player. Mecole Hardman, I think he's got a lot of untapped potential. And I'm excited to see what Rodgers could do for the tight ends. I think the one player on the Jets that's going to benefit the most for Aaron Rodgers, besides like Garrett Wilson, I think Tyler Conklin's going to be a weapon in the passing game. You know, we saw Bob Tunyon have a year in Green Bay where he had double-digit touchdowns. Like I think the Hackett offense that Rodgers loves features a lot of tight end play. That sounded wrong, but you get what I'm saying. A lot of throws to the tight end. Adam writes in with the super chat. Got to keep asking about getting a legit backup quarterback. Zach is a project. Boyle is a camp body. I'll take Foles with 1 foot in retirement or Cam Newton. No to Cam Newton. I would consider Foles, but I have no idea if he still wants to play. I want to add A.J. McCarron if I could pick someone. That'd be fantastic. Let's see. Carly says, bring Flacco back. Carly, we hate to do this to you, but we have no choice.
Into the shadow realm you go.
Gase is a great coach. Jet fans were clueless. I mean, they're dopes. They don't know anything.
We got to call it how it is. Look, we love what Carly brings to the show, but the obsession with Joe Flacco has to stop. Joe Flacco is a statue. He's a corpse. The fact that Mike Florio even asked Joe Douglas about Flacco in that interview the other day is hilarious. Because you could tell Joe was like, why is someone asking me about Flacco? And he's like, oh, yeah, you know, we leave all our options open when it comes to adding great players. Yeah, okay, Joe. I'll play along. Sign Joe Flacco so the Jets could be the only team in the NFL with 2 Super Bowl MVPs in their quarterback room. Eric says Tunyon feasted in the slot. Where do you think Tyler Conklin's going to line up? They're going to use him in very similar ways. Bonesy says Zach's the backup. Seems like they're going to go with Zach Wilson for now. I still think there's a chance they add someone else, though. Look, I'm concerned about Wilson being the backup. I'd like to see them bring someone in, and then if Zach wins the job, good for him. But I'll also say this. Aaron Rodgers has missed 1 game since 2017. This is not a Tua situation where you know your backup's going to play several games. Aaron Rodgers has been remarkably durable in his career. Now, he's an older player, so you never know. With injuries, you just never know in general, but that's the one positive thing. It's like Rodgers has been very healthy in his NFL career. A sad Jet fan says, Packers fleeced us. If Zach doesn't pan out, we're doomed. God, just find a different show. See ya.
Into the shadow realm you go.
Gase is a great coach. Jet fans were clueless. I mean, they're dopes. They don't know anything.
If Zach doesn't pan out, we're screwed. He already hasn't panned out. They're moving on from him, man. The chances that Zach Wilson's the quarterback after Aaron Rodgers are very little. Some of you don't want to hear that. You don't want to listen to that. You don't want to accept that, but that is a fact. The odds are the quarterback after Aaron Rodgers' time with the Jets is not going to be Zach Wilson. Accept it. Why not live in the now and enjoy the fact your team has Aaron Rodgers at quarterback? I didn't even send that guy to the shadow round for 5 minutes. He's done. I'm not dealing with it. His username was a sad NY Jet fan. If you're sad after this offseason, go seek help because I'm not dealing with it. This fan base is starving for success. We've been loyal beyond belief, and this team gives you Aaron Rodgers and you're still not happy, get lost. Find a different show because we don't have any time for you here. Douglas writes in, when is V-Man allowed back with some more semi-inebriated, inappropriate historical references? V-Man is on a one-show ban from calling in after yesterday's debacle, Douglas. So he'll be back, but we got to reel him in a little bit. Hawk says Zach Wilson is 100% going to be the quarterback after Rodgers. I will make that bet with you, Hawk. And look, I hope he is, but it's not. But I don't see it. Eric says Zach Wilson could have complete 3 passes. What do you mean Mike LaFleur didn't give him 60 passes? Yeah, why do you think they didn't want to throw the ball a ton with Zach Wilson? Because they're at practice every day. They see the limitations there. You know, they were running the crap out of the ball when they were winning with Breece Hall, and it was working because he was awesome. Let's see. B. Lopez suggests Matt Ryan. Man, he is a statue. I don't know. Let me get to some super chats here. Mr. Downtown says, looking forward to number 8's ability to catch 12 on the field. Number 8 ability catch 12 on the field. I don't understand what that means. But I thank you for the super chat. Let's see. Let's keep going here with your comments. We got some open phone lines as well if you want in on the conversation today. Ricky says, I was obsessed with us drafting a quarterback for the future, praying for Jordan Travis, but now we have Rodgers. All I care about is this year. Yeah, who cares about who the quarterback is in 2025? Or even really next year. It's about right now. We are living in the now. All right? Here, I wanted to do something fun for my fellow Jet fans out there. So I found this video online. Someone put together a breakdown of Rodgers' best throws from a season ago. And what you'll notice in a lot of these throws from the all-22 angle that we have is that these throws that you're going to see, a lot of them were dropped, which explains the quote-unquote down year for Aaron Rodgers statistically. So take a viewing with me, shall you? Shall we? All right. This comes to us from Book of Eli on Twitter. So we're just going to watch some Aaron Rodgers throws together because I need to cleanse out the Zach Wilson idiots. Oh, that's not even what I wanted to play. I have a whole montage. That throw was amazing, though. Hold on. Let me find it. Oh, silly me. I had it on my homepage here ready to play because I knew I was doing the show today. Here we go. Some of Aaron Rodgers' best throws. We could watch together where his teammates fail him a lot. Nice catch by Randall Cobb. He's a Jet. Let's go full screen. This is from all last year. All right, so the Aaron Rodgers is washed people. Maybe you should watch this. These are all throws from not his 2 MVP seasons, last year. All right, I want you to sit back and just watch greatness. We're going to do it together. Because some of you idiots want to bring up Zach Wilson. We don't have time for that. I mean, this is just ridiculous. Watch this one. You kidding me? That's Randall Cobb, by the way. This one's against the Jets. This was insane. What are you going to do there? I mean, it's one of the great throws you're going to see. Here's the one I just played on previous shows. Quinnen's going to wreck him here. Pinpoint. Now this one, I mean, what are you going to do? How do you defend this? Dropped. That's how you defend it. How about this one? What's up, Alan Lazard? Can't wait to see that in a Jet uniform. But remember, Aaron Rodgers is washed. These throws are all from last year. Drop. Here we go. Here's another one. Ridiculous. Notice the pocket mobility for Rodgers. Yeah, the Jets' offensive line, we're a little concerned about it. But you know what helps an offensive line? A quarterback who could move, escape, extend the play. This is just a stupid throw here. Look at the arm strength. Should have been caught. Drop. All right. And once again, these are only plays from last year, not the MVP seasons. This is last year, the quote-unquote down year that Aaron Rodgers just had. I mean, how many more dimes do we need to watch? I'll keep going. The Wilson idiots need to see this. This is what playing quarterback in the NFL looks like when you're one of the best to ever do it. And these throws are just, how do you defend that? How do you defend that? Yeah, how do you stop that? Tell me, someone answer. How do you stop these throws? That's why it's all about the quarterback in the NFL. You need an elite one or you got no chance. I mean, look at the arm angle there. Just stupid. Now against the Cowboys. We'll see you week 2 in Jerry World. I'll be there. Christian Watson, nice grab. Think about this. This is all from last year. I think we've been going for 3 minutes already. I still got plenty of time. I got nowhere to be. I'll sit here. I'll sit here and watch this on a loop between now and September 11th if I have to. I mean, it's just stupid. On the move. Against the Eagles. Best defense in the NFL last year. Touchdown. Touchdown. What's up, Randall Cobb? I mean, look how bad the Packers O-line is, by the way. On a lot of these plays. But Rodgers is so good, he could just extend. Here was the play that we were just watching. Against the Dolphins. Oh, I can't wait. Actually, here's the play that we were just watching. To Mercedes Lewis. I mean, these are just insane. I love how so many of these highlights are against the AFC East. And you know what? I'll tell you what's an underrated aspect of the Jets adding Rodgers. He just played every team in the division last year with the Packers. He knows these teams. He did the prep work for the Patriots defense. He did the prep work for the Dolphins defense. He did the prep work for the Bills defense. That's an underrated thing. It's not like he's never plays these teams. He just played each of them last year. And yes, the rosters change and whatnot, but he's familiar with the personnel. I mean, just keep watching. We still got another 30 seconds. This is Aaron Rodgers' last ever game as a Packer. Oh, he's done. Well, maybe if his receivers, I don't know, caught some of these passes here, they would have won that last game. Like that one. I mean, crazy. That's quarterback play. And after sitting through the garbage we've sat through for most of our lives rooting for this team, when the crowning seasons we have to point to are Vinny Testaverde in 98 and Ryan Fitzpatrick in 2015. I am excited to watch Aaron freaking Rodgers play the quarterback position. NYJ Maddie with a super chat. Zach Wilson trolls need the shadow realm permanently. Thanks for being the voice of reason, Jake. I'm sitting in the JMA Dome in Syracuse graduating with an MBA while this convocation ceremony recognizes 1,000 students. Go Orange. NYJ Maddie, congrats on graduating. Syracuse. How about that? I like how your super chat was orange as well. Very fitting. That's awesome, man. Well, thanks for watching, and hopefully your graduation is not that boring if you're tuning into me instead of sitting there doing whatever. KY Jets fan says, by the way, I almost went to Syracuse, so oh well. New Shadow Realm is the best. Sincerely, a dope. Yeah, I mean, it needed to be done. All right, we had to include Cowherd after his spectacularly awful take on the Jets yesterday that we talked about. Back to the calls we go. Dane, you're up next on the show. What's up, Dane?
Hey, what's up, man? Love your show.
Thank you, Dane. Appreciate you.
Definitely. Be quick with you. I just wanted to kind of highlight, you said unstoppable. Aaron, with the receivers we've added and taken away, I want to highlight like how much bigger and faster we got. I don't think we're going to have as much trouble as we had in the past in the red zone. Like taking away Barry. I mean, how many red zone opportunities we had with Barrios in the lineup, Moore in the lineup. Now we got, Lazard 6'5", Corey Davis healthy. I think the shortest guy is going to be Garrett Wilson. Maybe
I know. It's
Hardman between the 20s, but in the red zone, throw Kuntz in there. Like, it's going to be crazy how many, how much trouble opposing secondaries are going to have defending all the height that we're going to trot out there,
Yeah, great call, Dane. Thanks for making it. You're 100% right. It's a great point he brings up. And go look at the Aaron Rodgers red zone stats in 2021 when Nate Hackett was there, because that's what Hackett was in charge of in that offense. He was in charge of designing their red zone plays specifically that LaFleur would call. Hackett leaves to be the Broncos head coach, and the Packers' red zone offense last year took a dramatic step back. They went from like the best in the league at it to in the bottom half of the league in red zone efficiency. So Nate Hackett now being with Rodgers, the Jets were awful in the red zone last year. So now they should be a lot better. I mean, they lost the Vikings game last year with Mike White because of their ineptitude in the red zone. That and Berrios dropped that pass, which, by the way, Randall Cobb would catch. Just saying. Carly writes in, am I unbanned yet? Well, if you commented, you're unbanned. FM writes in, Carly, I have a spot. You have a spot right next to me in the Shadow Realm. We will welcome you with open arms. Man, FM, you want to go back? You finally got out. Carmelo says, Zach equals Mahomes. We are borderline just going to start banning people for life if this continues.
Into the Shadow Realm you go.
Gase is a great coach. Jet fans were clueless. I mean, they're dopes. They don't know anything.
I can't anymore. Mr. Downtown says, Jake becoming an adult content channel with that A-Rod footage. Yeah, I should have said not safe for work before I played that, but I was fired up because someone asked me about Zach Wilson. As if that matters in any way, shape, or form. I mean, we played you Aaron Rodgers porn. We should have warned you, but it needed to be done. Let's see. Jets Forever says Mims, Garrett, Lazard, top three. Mims, come on, man. You really Jets Forever? Mims? Really? Goodbye.
Into the Shadow Realm you go.
Gase is a great coach. Jet fans were clueless. I mean, they're dopes. They don't know anything.
Stupid. Tom Ford writes in. Always a pleasure listening to you, Jake. Love your breakdown. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate that. Thanks for being part of our show. Let's see. James writes in. Why is everyone so high on MC2? I see him getting beaten a lot for big plays on third down. He graded out as one of the better slot corners ever or not ever, better slot corners in the league last season. So, I mean, you're going to give up completions. It's the NFL. But I think Michael Carter, MC2, played very well last year. You would disagree? Like, where are you finding a better slot corner? There's a reason why the Jets routinely get ranked as like the number one corner room in the NFL. There's a reason for that. Jesus Jerry says, what guests do you have coming up? We have Dan Grassa on Tuesday. He's pre- and post-game host for the Jets. If you ever listen to the Jet pregame show when you're driving out to watch the Jets or whatnot. And Dan's also the host on ESPN New York. But we have him on Tuesday. We got some other things planned as well. But I'm going to keep those close to the vest until they're confirmed. Andrew says, Brandon Marshall wants to come back and chase a ring. I saw that. It's not serious. Brandon Marshall hasn't played football since 2016. 2017. We're good. We don't need an aging Brandon Marshall. Alan says, how crazy are the prices for the tickets at Jerry World? I haven't looked yet, but it's the Cowboys home opener, so they're going to be crazy expensive. That is not going to be a cheap ticket for sure. But I know that going in, right? But how often are the Jets in Texas? They're not. They never play the Cowboys. It's like every 8 years they're here. And they play the Texans this year, but they play the Texans at MetLife. So there goes that. So I'm going. Plus, I've never been to that building, and it's an experience. So, yeah, it will cost an arm and a leg, but it's an investment. Maybe I could write the ticket price as a tax write-off for this YouTube show. So we'll have a post-game after it. I'll need a lot of super chats that day, folks, to make up for the damage. That ticket's going to cost my wallet, no doubt. Dane says, forgetting Brandon Marshall. Yeah, that's how I feel. And also, tremendous film. Great joke. Is that one of the more underrated 2000 comedies? I think it is. That's the movie I fell in love with Mila Kunis. I'd like to throw that out there. All right, back to the calls we go. Our guy Darren's on the line. He's a Heat fan, so he's probably feeling great. What's up, Darren?
Yeah, you probably figured I was just coming in to gloat, but I'm not. You know, whatever. Heat won. Knicks gone. You don't have to worry about that crap anymore. They gone. But, no, I'm calling in because I'm mad that you banned Carly when she's the smartest person that ever calls into this show talking about how the Heat are going to be the Knicks. So, and then you banned V-Man. That's not right. You can't do that.
V-Man, hold on. You said a couple things that are just blatantly false there, Darren. Carly was not banned. Carly was sent to the shadow realm for 5 minutes for suggesting the Jets should bring back Joe Flacco. We can't stand for that. And V-Man was not banned either. V-Man was given a one-show suspension for calling in because he referenced Hitler yesterday, and I'm not trying to lose my YouTube license here.
Okay, yeah. You got to ban him for that. I agree. All right. Either way, that was all I called in for. And, go Heat.
Darren, thank you for the time. We should ban you until the playoffs are over in the NBA or the Heat lose next round, which I don't know if they're going to, man, because Eric Spoelstra is the best coach in basketball. That team is just scrappy, and I'm done counting them out. But, yeah, I mean, V-Man was not banned. He was given a one-show suspension from calling in. He can still comment. He was trying to explain some sort of like Hitler. I'm just like, V-Man, we can't do this. All right? This is not 1941. All right? Now, this is also not the Patreon. By the way, if that is not the strongest endorsement yet for you to sign up for my Patreon, I don't know what is. If you want the most wild conversation ever with V-Man that I promise you're going to laugh, go check out the Patreon. Last Saturday, I posted the first of what will be a monthly thing on the Patreon where we interview a Jets fan and get their origin story on how they became a Jet fan. And as you can imagine, the V-Man conversation was insane. If you missed it, here's a short clip for why you should sign up for the Patreon and get the full thing. Start with just your history, V-Man. Everyone knows you as a great caller to the show. You call in, you always have a passionate Jet point you want to make, or maybe you mix in a point about U.S. history or global history. Never know what we're going to get. But V-Man, take it away, man. Explain your fandom of the New York Jets.
Well, I'm going to start as simple. Like my fandom is not your traditional fandom. It's not, the typical no disrespect to typical cookie cutter fandom of X person take, whether it be your father, your brother, your uncle, your cousin, a friend, take you to a game when you're like 6 or 7 years old. You fall in love with the team, and you've been a fan ever since. I didn't grow up really watching sports. I grew up mostly in a female. My father wasn't in my life. Really not much. He's like more of a not really. That's the family issues aside, but yeah. So my parents were separated since I was a kid. Hold on.
This is very on brand for V-Man to get a call in the middle of this.
I just muted that. But so like I said, my fandom. So like that, I didn't grow up with sports fans in my household. I'm just gonna turn off this damn phone so it don't interrupt me. I'm sorry. I can't control the damn phone.
I love you, V-Man. You're the best.
Yeah, so like I said, I didn't grow up a sports fan. My hobbies as a kid were history and gaming.
Yeah, I mean, I think I undersold just how funny the V-Man interview was. So check it out, patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. You get the full interview there. You also get this show and every show we do on YouTube ad-free as a podcast. You can listen on the go. I do want to also give a couple of big shout-outs to some of our recent Patreon subscribers. I mean, if you sign up, you also get a shout-out. So let's give some shout-outs out to our latest Patreon members in the community. Big shout-out to Rich, to Adam K., Danny Palma, Ryan Condor, and Bethpage Chris, who are the most recent people who have signed up for the Patreon. We'll continue the conversation right now. Let's go back to your calls on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline. Rob is on the line. He's up next. Rob, what's going on?
Jake, how you doing today, bud?
I'm good, Rob. How are you?
Good. I was kind of going over the schedule, thinking obviously the first 4 games difficult, and actually the first 6. And I was thinking the same way as you. If we're 3-3, that would be good. But if 4-2, then I'm thinking 12-13 wins this year.
No doubt.
But like, if not, and we're like, if we start off like 2-4, the schedule gets a lot easier that third part of the year, like you were discussing before. And I see minimum 11 wins, minimum, and the high ceiling being 13.
Yeah, I think that's definitely fair, Rob. I have the Jets going 12-5 right now. That's my prediction, subject to change because it's May 13th. I think that's fair. I think the key thing for them is to just, it's obvious, don't bury yourself early. I don't think they will. This team's too good. They're not going to go 0-5, 0-6. Colin Cowherd's dumbass tweet yesterday. Season's going to be over after 4 weeks. Really? We're going to do this game again, Brady Quinn? So, yeah, 100%. I think they could win 13 games. I don't think it's crazy. I'm going to say 12 right now because it is a tough schedule, but they could do it. Our guy Gator's watching the show. He says smash the like button. I mean, if we could like Gator's stuff, we should. I mean, everyone check out Gator's YouTube channel. If you like the Shadow Realm stuff, if you like the intro to this show, I mean, go check out Gator's channel at Gator McCluskey Rules on YouTube. Just search that. Comes right up. I'll put the link in the comments here. All right, back to the calls we go. This man is never not smoking a cigar. I'm worried about his lungs. Our guy Neil is on the line. Neil, what's going on?
To quote somebody very famous, a president, I don't inhale, Jake. Cigars do not affect your lungs. Just a little education there for today.
All right.
Okay.
Well, you and my dad
Now,
love the cigars, so I respect it.
Anyway, look, we got a little. This is going to be the salute to service shirt. I don't know if you guys have that. If you've seen that, that's great for November 11th. I'll be donning this year for the opener.
Nice.
With the salute to service, because we have to salute our servicemen. This is what allows us to live a free life and enjoy our Jets and say a lot of good things and do a lot of good things. But anyway, we're talking records here and schedules and everything else. And I think I saw a stat, Aaron Rodgers at home, 92-16 career. Is that it, Jake?
Someone wrote it earlier. It's ridiculous.
I think that's the number. 92-16. Okay? And how many games out of the first 4 are home games? What do you have? 3 out of 4 home?
Yeah, the 3 of the first 4 are home.
Okay. So come on. If it's not 4-2, I'm going to be hugely disappointed. I hate to tell you. If it's not 5-1 is my realistic 6-game start.
Here it is, by the way. It's 94-23. It's still ridiculous.
Oh, I mean, come on.
Yeah, of
That's
course.
Aaron Rodgers at home with a crappy defense, and it's not MetLife. I mean, Green Bay's a great stadium. They're great fans and everything else, okay? But a lot of people go to Green Bay to watch games as a bucket list, okay? They do not have the rabid fan base we have at MetLife. I mean, Aaron Rodgers got a taste of it at MSG. And I'm going to tell you something right now. MetLife is going to be a gigantic MSG come every home game, especially the opener. I mean, the opener, I don't even know if Buffalo's going to come out of the locker room. It's going to be insane. It is absolutely, you guys have no idea. I was at Shea Stadium in 1967. It was rabid. Shea Stadium used to bounce up and down where we stood. Where we sat, it was so crazy. The stadium, you thought there was an earthquake going on. And that was 1968. We're talking about today with a huge stadium with 85. What's the capacity of MetLife? 85,000, Jake? What is it? 82,000?
I think it's 81 or 82.
82,000 people roaring. September 11th, the flag comes out. Once the anthem is done and Aaron Rodgers comes out of that tunnel, it's going to be insane. I think the place will light up for at minimum. Fireman Ed is going to have to do at least 15 JETS chants before the kickoff. And every one of them is going to be in unison. And Buffalo's going to be scared. I'm not kidding you. They're going to literally come out. Josh Allen might have to wear it depends. That's how scared he's going to be when we come out of that game. I'm telling you, it's going to be amazing. Jake, you have to be there for the opener. I don't want to hear this. Forget Houston. Quit your job and get the hell over here and let's go.
Neil, I appreciate the call, man. I love your energy. I love your passion for this team. You're the best. Where do I even start with some of his comments? Look, Lambeau Field can get loud. I'll tell you that. Like just because New York's louder, we're more obnoxious. We're New Yorkers. We're loud. That's what we are. But Lambeau's still a very tough place to play. So yes, Rodgers' home record's incredible. That's all in one place. The point is, though, I like a Rodgers primetime record. That's something that could translate regardless where you're playing. And Aaron Rodgers in primetime is incredible in his career. So 3 of your first 4 games are at home. Well, 2 of those games we're referencing are in primetime. So like whether he's good at home or good in prime, it all helps the Jets. And being at home week 1, yeah, the crowd is going to be insane. And the Jet fans are loud even last year. But the problem was the quarterback just held them back. I was at the game against the Jaguars on Thursday night. We were loud that night. Quentin Williams got the big turnover. It was loud in the rain. Jet fans brought it. We were loud, but you didn't have the quarterback. You didn't have the team. You got the team this time around. So it's different. It feels different because you got number 8. You got Rodgers, who's been there, done that in these spots. He's played in those big games in primetime. So that's the biggest difference. But yeah, week 1's going to be nuts. Fireman Ed is definitely going to need to be doing like 15 Jets chants in a row before the opening kickoff. It's going to be insane. It is going to be nuts. Neil's 100% right about that. Now, as far as me going to week 1, I am not completely ruling it out. But a couple factors at play here. 1, the tickets are enormously expensive. So that's 1. 2, it's a Monday night, meaning I'd have to take the day off from work on Monday to go, which is a challenge, but we'll see how many vacation days I have left. Now, the other aspect in all this is I'm going to Dallas. That's the next week. That's an arm and a leg. I'm driving up to do that, hotel, the whole thing. So it's possible I will go because I might just make an impulse decision and go. But I'm not committing to that one. I'm committing to the Cowboys game. I'll be in Vegas for the Raiders game. I will definitely be at the Black Friday game against the Dolphins that Friday after Thanksgiving. Those are 3 for sure, and I'm sure there'll be other ones. Those are the 3 I'm committed to on May 13th. But we'll see. Jesus says, Billy Joel, halftime entertainment for the Jets Super Bowl. You imagine Billy Joel was the halftime performer? It would never happen, but that'd be incredible. Billy's done the anthem at the Super Bowl, I think twice, though. I remember reading that. C. Lamb says, I want blood in that first game against the Pats. I will repeat what I said earlier. Someone well known to every Jet fan has, if he hasn't yet, he's going to. Trust me. Eventually I'll be able to say what I know, but I can't. I just want everyone to know that the starting quarterback for the New York Jets is going to be very aware of what beating the Patriots would mean to the fan base. That's all I'm going to say. And when I can say more, believe me, I cannot wait. Carl writes in, I'll see you at Jerry World in the Raiders game. I already got my Bills home tickets. Can't wait for September. See you there, Carl. Going to be awesome. Going to be absolutely incredible. I cannot wait. FM says Mike White versus Rodgers going to be epic. Yeah, I mean, this is not even a dumb comment by FM. Chances are Tua is going to be hurt. So it probably will be Mike White. Van Ness says Jet fans better listen to the song Pressure from Billy Joel this season. You guys should probably be worried about Jordan Love being in 6 primetime games this year if he's not any good. That's what I'd say to the Packer fans that want to see the Aaron Rodgers on the Jets not work. FM writes in, I finally learned to not inhale cigars. Thanks for the wisdom, Neil. Alexander says Dallas is a lock to win. There's no such thing as a lock to win when you root for the Jets. Can the Jets win that game? Absolutely. Has Aaron Rodgers owned the Cowboys in his career? Go look at the numbers and come back to me. The answer is yes. You guys noticed that when I post videos from my Houston radio show, The Wheelhouse, and we talk about the Jets, I'll include those clips on the channel from time to time. Brad, the guy who sits in the middle normally, BK, he's a diehard Cowboys fan. He despises Aaron Rodgers. The reason? Because Aaron Rodgers has sent his team home many times. That's why. Matt O'Leary watching the show. Strictly 80s, Joel. Matt O'Leary made a hell of a whiskey sour today on his Twitter account, posted the video. That was a hell of a cocktail, Matt. If you want to call in, feel free. If you're still outdoors, grilling steaks and doing whatever else you're doing, a classic Long Island day today. Let's see. Ricky says Miami December 17th and Philly October 15th are probably going to be my only 2 games. Well, start saving up for February whatever in Vegas too, Ricky, right? Cartman says V-Man for the halftime show. Now that is something I could get on board with. The rest of the country would despise the V-Man performance, but we would love it. We would love it. Altoona says, I'm going to make it rain on this Vegas trip, Jake. We'll see you there, Altoona. It's going to be fun. For everyone interested in going to Vegas, book your flights, buy your tickets, and just wait a little longer on the hotel. I'm going to see if I can get something cool pulled off for a discounted place to stay so we're all in one spot. But stay tuned for that. A bunch of you reached out, so I know the demand is there. So stay tuned. Let's see. Hennessy says, I need in on that jet to Vegas. Everyone wants in on the Neil jet. Neil and I got to talk. We're going to get together and find a way to give our subscribers a first chance at being on that jet. Let's see. Matt says, where's the link? I'll join. Matt, hold on. I posted the wrong link. Let's get Matt O'Leary in here. We need a little Saturday O'Leary. Dustbuster link. Ricky says, I'm going to try, but me and Sin City could be trouble. I do know all the spots, though. Yeah, I would love to hear about the spots that Ricky NY knows in Las Vegas. Carmelo says, definitely a lock with Dallas. The Cowboys are a good team. That's not a lock. Could the Jets win that game? No question. But that's not a lock. All right, here we go. Live from Long Island, from the great outdoors. Matty Cocktails. Matt O'Leary joins the show. What's up, Matt?
What's going on, guys? Cheers. We switched over to straight bourbon whiskey now. No more whiskey sours. So
nice. I think I know this. Are you on the North or the South Shore? I think the South Shore, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, South Shore gang. Let's go. I'm in County.
Nice.
There we go.
Nice. How we feeling, man?
I'm excited. I just can't wait for September. I've said it in just about every single video I've done. I just want it to be opening week. I know we still got to get out to the Hall of Fame. I know you'll be there for the Hall of Fame induction, so we'll have a little Jets party out there first before we get.
Are you coming out? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be at the Hall of Fame.
Let's go. Nice. That's awesome.
Absolutely. So, but I'm amped, dude. I know you're the same way.
How did you feel about the schedule?
I like it. I'm thinking 11-6, 12-5, something like that. I think that should be enough to, maybe steal the division, if not 5 seed at the worst, something like that.
I see 12-5 right now, subject to change, as I keep saying.
Yeah, I've seen I got a lot of pushback saying there's no way the Jets are losing more than 3 games, but I just can't personally go there yet.
I feel that. They got to earn it, but this is the best I felt about this team in about 12 years, so I'm going to enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, how could you not? We've been through a lot of garbage over the last decade or so. So it's going to be a much welcome change, that's for sure.
No doubt. No doubt. So what do you have cooking up on the channel this week? We're kind of in that off-season mode now, and we got like the occasional news here or there, but now it's like try to come up with content to talk about every day.
I know, it's hilarious. So today I did some projecting for what Aaron Rodgers could look like in 2023 stat-wise. The video did okay, but I reacted to Brandon Marshall saying he wants to play for the Jets in 2023, which is kind of hilarious. But of course that gets a ton of views, but the work that goes into, trying to project realistically a Rodgers is like, so. But
I know it's amazing what gets views on this. It's crazy.
Yeah, but just trying to, stay updated. I'm sure we'll have more content coming out, just reacting to whatever's going on. I know you're reacting to what's his name? ESPN now.
Yeah, Troy Aikman. Yep.
Troy Aikman. Yeah, Troy Aikman's comments. But that's it, man. Just reacting to whatever, everyone's saying now.
That time of the year again, baby. We made it.
I love it.
Now, last question for you, Matt. The Islanders are done. Jets don't play till September. How we feeling about the Mets right now? You worried?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, Scherzer's going tomorrow. I hope he looks like, Max Scherzer from early last year, because it's been pretty garbage so far. They need some pitching, man. Their starting pitching's been terrible this year. That's what I'm most concerned with right now.
Yeah, it's been horrendous. My friends are Met fans, and they had a 20-ticket plan, and they don't even want to go to the game, so they're trying to sell their tickets. They're so pissed off.
Yeah, I can't blame him right now. But I know, you're an Islander fan too, so I know that you were a little happy with Toronto getting bounced last night. I had Florida on the money line, so a nice little cash and John Tavares getting bounced. Good things for me.
Slightly eased the sting of the Knicks losing in 6 last night. Tavares going home.
Yeah, that's tough. I'm not a basketball guy, but I liked how crazy the city was getting over the Knicks, so I appreciated that. But yeah, like you said, ease this thing a little bit for sure.
No doubt. One listener question before I let you go.
Yeah.
Jesus Jerry wants to know: do you have a trampoline?
No, my neighbors do. I got a pool that has the cover on it right there, but we're chilling. We had some steaks on the grill, did a little steak, some veggies, whiskey sour, a couple of just straight bourbons, and we're chilling.
I didn't realize you were such a great bartender, man. Matty cocktails are a real thing, apparently.
I mean, I wouldn't say great, but I I try. I do my best with it. But yeah, it's fun. It's sweet. Last year we did a couple. When I saw Tyson last month, he was like, "I love these videos." So I'm like, I got to bring it back for the summertime. And today was the first day I was out here grilling, so might as well.
I love it, man. We'll make it happen in Canton this summer. I can't wait.
I love it. Have a good rest of your show, Jake.
Thank you, Matt. Appreciate that. Matt O'Leary, one of the great Jet YouTubers out there. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. I'm sure you do if you're watching my stuff. So check it out, Matt O'Leary NY, and then him and Green Bean and our guy Ryan on Jets Talk 24/7. They do the Talking Jets panel every Tuesday, which is hilarious. So I've said this for years. The Jets might have sucked, but we've had the best YouTubers in the NFL. And I truly believe that. And I follow this other stuff. Like I check out other teams to see what they got. The reason why so many trolls come into our channels is because they don't have a channel for their team. It's crazy. Bonesy says it's May. I refuse to swear baseball until September. Mets led the division for 160 games. Yeah, I mean, baseball, it's forever, but there are some concerning things with the Mets right now. I mean, they're starting rotations in shambles besides Verlander, and he's 40, so you're hoping he can stay healthy. Let's see. A couple more, and then we will get out of here on a Saturday. Let's see. Jets Forever chimes in. Mims haters are still mad that Glee Moore got traded. Weirdos. Yeah, Elijah Moore got traded because he gave the Jets a second-round pick in value. Denzel Mims hasn't been traded because he's worth nothing. See ya.
Into the shadow realm you go.
Gase is a great coach. Jet fans were clueless. I mean, they're dopes. They don't know anything.
Man. It's unbelievable. David says, Shadow Realm is the best, never gets old, which is remarkable for me. I mean, it gets old for me having to put the same idiots in there, but it needs to be done. All right? We got to try and keep this chat the best we can. Carl writes in, he wants to know, has anyone bought the Winfield Club at a Raiders game? Looks interesting. Field view standing ticket for $500. Wondering if it's worth it. So I haven't looked into that, Carl, but any ticket where you have to stand and still pay $500, I don't know if I want that for my ticket. I got to stand for an NFL game the entire time, and I'm paying $500. I think I'd rather a ticket that has a seat. That's just me. But I don't know what comes with the Winfield Club, so it could be awesome, and I have no idea. I haven't looked. JM2 says Cowherd and Gase in the Shadow Realm. Honestly, I got to talk to Gator. Well, I have different versions of the Shadow Realm because Gator's nuts and he provided all this awesome videos for us to use. But we probably should just have Gase in the Shadow Realm regardless of the video. He should join FM and Jets Forever as just a part of the Shadow Realm. Dane says, you really need Shadow Realm merch. When the merch store launches, we will have Shadow Realm merch. Spoiler. That's coming soon. Now that things are starting to slow down, I can start working on some of these other projects. I've been so busy between my Houston show and this show with Rodgers, the draft. I haven't had time, but it's going to slow down a little bit now. Altoona says, smash the like button. Amen. Amen. Jet says, too bad the Jets aren't coming to Houston. I know, it's a bummer. It's a bummer. I was really hoping that game was going to be, obviously here. And the way for that to happen is, the schedule lines up that way, but it's unfortunate. I probably will be at that Jet Texan game. It's in, I think, the second week of December. So we'll see. Dane says, put the hoodie in there, please. Yeah, after the Jets smash the Patriots once and for all, right, well, we could add Belichick there too. Let's see. Kenneth says, who's the backup quarterback for Rodgers? It can't be Zach. Any free agents or trade suggestions? Right now it is Zach and Tim Boyle, for whatever that's worth. My hope is they sign another veteran. I'd prefer A.J. McCarron. He's played in the system. He looked good in the XFL. I would take A.J. McCarron. His wife is Catherine Webb. It'd be great to have her in the Jet universe. So let's make that happen. Brent Musburger would be rooting for the Jets. Be wonderful. Steve Asman writes in, do not call him Belichick. His name is Belichicken. Yeah, my dad refuses to call him Belichick. He's Belichicken. And then Fireman Ed calls Belichick Chowderhead, which I think is hilarious. Ragnar says, picture number 8 coming out of the tunnel in the home opener. Ragnar, you got to say not safe for work before you write a comment like that. I mean, come on now. It's Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern. We can't be talking about porn scenarios on the timeline. OG says, just checking in. Let's go Jets 5 primetime games. 6. Black Friday counts. That's a standalone game. FM says, thoughts on Watson in year 2. Will he rebound? I refuse to think Deshaun Watson at age 27 has completely forgotten how to play football. It'd be the most Browns thing ever if he did, but I think he hadn't played in 2 years, and it showed last year. I don't think he's going to be nearly as bad. I don't know if he'll ever be what he was with the Texans, but I would be very surprised if Deshaun Watson is terrible. Dane says 6 primetime games, only 6 1 p.m. games. That is the most incredible stat ever. The Jets have lived at 1 p.m. Lived there. And now they're barely there. Jamie says, just hopped on, about to rewind and see what Troy Boy had to say. Love your content. You're going to like what Troy Aikman said about the Jets. So if you're just tuning in, rewind. FM says, have you given up on Randall and Barrett? I have not given up on Barrett. I think Barrett could be the number 3 on a really, really good team. And the Knicks have gone as far as they could go with Julius Randle as the co-star to Brunson. Jalen Brunson's a legitimate star. All right, you score the amount of points he did with nothing around him in this playoff series, it opens eyeballs. He's the real deal, man. He's one of the best values now in the NBA. Remember where he was overpaid? Now he's underpaid. I love that, man. He's the heart and soul of the team. And this season for the Knicks was incredibly successful to have him and this young core and go from projected to win 38 games to go game 6 of the second round for the first time in a decade. That being said, this is now 2 playoffs in a row Julius Randle has turned into a pumpkin. It's just, it doesn't work. It's not good enough. They have to find another star to take the next step. They have to. That's the only way. I respect Randle. Let's not forget, they wouldn't be in the spot they were in the first place as the 5 seed without what Randle did all NBA season, but you got to call it for what it is. I think they have reached as far as they could go with Julius Randle as the co-star. That's just how I look at it. I keep seeing the comments. Randle was hurt. Well, so was Jalen Brunson. All right, no excuse. If Derek Jeter said it best, if you're hurt, don't play. If you're out there, you're healthy enough to play, and that's how we're going to judge you. Period. And also, the other thing with Randle, too, that drives me nuts, his body language is terrible. It's terrible, man. He misses 2 shots in a row, and you're worried he's going to punch someone. He's an energy vampire at times. And I like Julius Randle. I respect Julius Randle, but I got to call it how it is. I think they got to look to try and move on if they can. And I don't know if they can, but his contract is not impossible to move, and you got to find out which stars are going to be available. What I don't want them to do is bring in Karl Anthony Towns. I think he's Western Conference Julius Randle, personally. But we'll see. Dane writes in, Carly to the Asman shows what Marissa is to the Athletic. Are you talking about the Marissa that did the show with Connor Hughes and Tim something? That guy, Dane? I think I get that reference. Carly says Randle stinks and I hate his attitude. This is better than her last comment about Joe Flacco should be resigned, so that's an improvement. Train says, keep up the great work. Thank you, Train. Carmelo says Brunson needs some help. Absolutely. Rudy says, down here in Florida, Jets fans and Fins fans refer to him as Belichick. Not they do. Athletically Declined Sports writes in. Shout out to the Athletically Declined Sports podcast. I went on with my friend Tyler the other day. So check that out if you're interested. Any thoughts on if we might see one of the tight ends get cut before the regular season? I don't know if they're going to carry 4 tight ends. Could they keep Kuntz on the practice squad? I think that's possible. I don't think Rucker's getting cut. So, no, I don't think there's going to be a major tight end cut. I'd be surprised. Ragnar Jet says, Brace Lightning with Izzy gets busy. Bonesy says, Brunson's a point guard who runs the show. Brunson's a superstar, man. What a performance, man. 41 on the road last night. You kidding me? I mean, RJ Barrett and Julius Randle shot a combined 4 of 24 yesterday. If they just showed up at all in the second half for a minute or two, the Knicks could have stole that game. And we'd be playing tomorrow night at the Garden. And I plan to actually fly into that game. I was thinking about it. Dan says, MetLife's going to be so loud on opening day, you're going to feel it in Houston. It's going to be insane. It is going to be insane. Love Bite says, cut Conklin. Why would they cut Conklin, whose contract they already restructured, and he was highly productive for them last year, despite the quarterback issues? Cut Conklin. How does that make sense?
Into the shadow realm you go.
Gase is a great coach. Jet fans were clueless. I mean, they're dopes. They don't know anything.
On that note, we'll end it right there because we have gone for almost an hour and a half here on a Saturday, and it's the weekend. Let's all enjoy it. Yankees with an incredible win today. Aaron Judge is back. Shane McClanahan blew a 6-0 lead. What a time to be alive, folks. Hope everyone has a wonderful day. And just know, Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback for the New York Jets. So if you're down about the Knicks like I am, just understand one thing and one thing only. This man is the quarterback for the New York Jets. Appreciate all of you for watching. Have a tremendous Saturday. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the show if you haven't. Thanks again to everyone who helped this channel reach 30,000 subscribers. Thanks to our special guest, surprise guest, Matt O'Leary, for joining. All the callers, all the super chats. Everyone enjoy their Saturday night. And we'll talk to you soon. Have a good one, everybody.